If you've been writing on Substack for a year, maybe longer, odds are you've published the post, you've turned on paid, you've watched the subscriber number tick up, and when you actually add up what Substack has paid you, it's barely $1,000. Not cover the rent money and not this is my new income now money.
And I want to be perfectly clear, this is not a Substack is bad video. Substack is a beautiful platform. The writing there is good. The audience is real, but there is a ceiling built into how it makes you money. And most people will hit it without even realizing that they hit it.
So in today's video, we are going to show you exactly what to do about it. But, and this is important, there is a fork in the road first. And depending on which side you're on, one group of you should actually leave right now and stop watching this video.
Yeah, we're really going to tell people just to log off.
Here's the fork. There are two reasons to be on Substack, and I think you need to be honest about which one is yours.
So reason one is that you are there to build your name recognition, your authority, your reputation, your audience is already there. You love writing there, and money is genuinely not the point right now.
And if that's you, listen, keep doing exactly what you're doing. Don't put up a paywall. Don't overthink it. Just keep posting for free. Keep building your name and keep building your brand.
And this is the part where we tell you to log off.
Bye-bye. This is where you log off with love. Go and enjoy your day. This video is not for you, and that's okay.
But reason number two is that you're there to make money. You want to monetize your audience. You want your content to actually pay you. So if that's why you're on Substack,
then do not move. Stay right here because the rest of this video is for you because you are the person we made this for. So when someone's been on Substack for about a year and the money isn't coming, it's almost always these three things. Fran, you want to start?
Yeah. So number one is you can't decide what's free and what's paid. So you're sitting there every week going, is this good enough to charge for? Should this be behind the paywall? Am I giving away too much? And that decision, honestly, is exhausting and it's quietly killing your consistency and your content.
It is. Number two, and this is a brutal one. You're getting paid subscribers, but you're also losing paid subscribers at the same time. So you're celebrating, yay, I got 3 new paid this week, and not noticing that the 2 or sometimes 5 have quietly canceled. So you're filling a bucket that has a hole in it.
Yeah, and it's a churn. Everybody talks about getting subscribers, but nobody's talking about keeping them. And keeping them is the whole game, right?
Yes. And number 3, it's a numbers game. So to get a certain number of paid subscribers, you need a much bigger number of free ones first. And most people don't have the free audience to support the paid goal that they have in their heads.
So let's actually do the math out loud because I think that people need to see it.
Okay, let's say you charge $5 a month. And let's say you get 100 paid subscribers. 100. That's not nothing. That's actually hard to do.
That's actually really hard to do.
So 100 people at $5 is $500 a month. Yeah. Which is $6,000 a year. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And here's what I want people to really feel. That number, $6,000 a year, that is actually a good scenario. That is if everything is going right. That is if you actually land those 100 paying subscribers and you actually keep them with that hole in the bucket that we just talked about.
And in this economy, and especially depending where you live, $6,000 a year is not rent money in most places. That's not even 3 months of rent money. And you had to fight. You had to fight for every one of those 100 subscribers. And you're going to have to really fight to keep them. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention from the $6,000, you also have to pay Substack their cut and processing fees as well. And you have to pay taxes, the dreaded taxes. So all that money isn't yours.
So the issue isn't you, right? The issue is not your writing. The issue is the model. The paywall model will cap you and it makes you work against yourself because to protect that paid tier, you have to start holding your best stuff back from the free audience, which will shrink the free audience that you need to grow.
Yeah, and you're hiding your best work from the people who could spread it, right? So that you can reach more people. So let that sink in. All your good content you have to put behind the paywall to provide value for the paywall people. But that is also the content that could really help you grow. So here's the reframe. And if you watched our Instagram video, this is going to kind of sound familiar. Substack is not your business. Substack is your billboard.
It's basically social media with really good writing attached. That is its superpower, and you need to use it like that. Use Substack to promote your content, to get discovered, to put up your ad, essentially, which is your content, your free content, out into the world.
And here's the move. Instead of hiding your best content behind a paywall, you take that paywall down. You let the content be free. You grow a much bigger audience. You build authority, and a bigger free audience opens doors 100 paywall subscribers never will. There's opportunities for brand deals, partnerships, real opportunities that maybe you and I can't even think about.
Because nobody's referring their friends to a paywall. People will share something that is free content, and free is what travels. The second that you put up a paywall, you stop being shareable.
Now, Substack does one thing great that I do want to kind of give it credit for. It does hand you an email list at the end. You own those emails. That is a real asset. And that's the exact thing we told the Instagram people in that video that they had to go build from scratch.
Yeah, so Substack folks are already one step ahead there. You already have that email list. So the problem is just where you're pointing them to. Right now, you're pointing that audience to a paywall, and we want you pointing them to something that will earn you more money.
Yes, and that something is your headquarters. It's your HQ, which brings us to what you should actually do. So step one of what you should actually do, and we already started this at the fork. We need you to decide for real, why are you on Substack? Are you there for brand recognition, or are you there for money? Because you can't optimize for both at the same time when you're a small and upcoming creator. So don't tell us in the comments that, oh, this big creator is out here doing it. Yeah, they can do whatever. You're small, you're up and coming. You definitely can't fix the money problem until you admit money is the goal. But again, if you just want that name and brand recognition, have fun, just don't put up a paywall.
And there's no wrong answer here. Just be honest with yourself. If you're still here, we're kind of going to assume that you wanted to make money. So let's keep going from here.
So step two, and this one might sting a little. You need to be honest with yourself about whether your content is actually something someone else would pay for access to.
And I don't mean that is a good content, because there's lots of good content that isn't paid to access content. Paid means that you are solving a real problem, ongoing, or saving someone time, or hand holding them through something that they can't do on their own. Pretty writing is not a paywall.
So you're probably going to have to sit with that for a bit and sit with it honestly. Because if the answer is not yet, listen, again, that's not a failure. That's information. It tells you the paywall was never the move in the first place, which kind of rolls us into step three. You're going to need to do a content audit. Go back through everything. Look at your information, look at the data, not your feelings. What got opened? What got shared? What got people to actually respond?
And again, what you think is your best post and what your audience actually responds to are usually two very different things every single time. So let the data tell you who you are to them.
And step four, you need to run your whole brand through our Fix Your Brand challenge. You come out at the end of this challenge with your one-page brand fix. That will give you your AIM North Star statement, which tells you who you are, who you're for, and why they come to you.
And you also come out with your CPR plan, which tells you exactly what to post so that you're never staring at a blank screen wondering, what should I write this week? And that alone will fix half of your burnout problem.
Yes. So the link you'll find to this challenge, which is free, by the way, you'll find that in the video's description. Do it this week. Now, step 5, and this is the big one, and you're probably going to be mad, but we have to say it anyway. We need you to consider adding a blog instead of chasing paid subscribers.
And here's the difference. I think it's really huge, so pay attention. On Substack, you are making money when someone pays you, when they hand over that $5. On a monetized blog, you make money from people reading your free content. They don't have to pay you a cent.
So think about it. Think about what that means. Because on Substack, you're chasing 100 paying people and you're fighting and churning to keep them. However, on a blog, that same energy goes into growing free readers. And free readers are easier to get, easier to keep, and you earn money from every single one of them.
So no paywall decisions, no churn anxiety, no holding your best work hostage behind a paywall. You just make your best stuff, you put it out for free, and then the traffic itself is what pays you.
Again, we want you to remember the blog is your headquarters. It's your HQ. You own it. There is no algorithm controlling it. You get clean analytics, which, by the way, Substack analytics is trash. Okay, I said what I said. Substack, on the other hand, becomes the billboard that drives people, again, to your business headquarters. And that email list that, yes, Substack already gave you, that's your engine for sending people there.
So the billboard up top, list in the middle, and your HQ at the bottom doing all that earning and money producing for you. That is the same machine that we're always talking about.
Now, step 6, once you've got that blog, you need to follow the monetization order from our money blueprint video. And the whole point of the order is you exhaust every way to get money and get paid before you ever ask your audience to take out their wallet. Fran, give them the quick version.
So the quick version is, 1 is platform monetization. That is ad networks on your blog, creator payouts on social, money without asking your audience for anything. It's just from you creating free content and driving traffic to it.
Yes. Step 2 is affiliate marketing. Genuinely useful links to things you actually use. Again, we don't do link stuffing here. We don't promote things that we don't have lived and actual experience using. So for you, this might mean Amazon, LTK, ShopMy. Those are a few platforms you can start with. And this step will give you all the information and data you need for step 3.
And step 3 is your brand partnerships. So now this is the point where you can pitch to brands with actual proof, meaning you'll have clicks, conversions, you know what moves your audience to buy something, instead of just saying, hey, I have 10,000 followers. And that data will change the game in getting those brand partnerships.
Absolutely. Step 4 is audience subscription. So after you've done those first 3 steps, and again, the order is crucial, now you can ask your audience for money. However, at this stage, it needs to be a low ticket offer. So if you're doing a membership, it needs to be low ticket. If it's a community, same thing. Bonus resources and all of that, all low tickets. And the only reason you're able to do it at the low ticket price is because you've built trust over the previous 3 monetization options.
And 5 is products and services. So this is the bigger offer. Maybe it can be courses, coaching, the real big money. And by now, your audience has basically told you what they want you to build. So you're not guessing in what they're looking for.
Which is super important because odds are, as a creator, you've created something that you thought was good for your audience and they rejected it with a resounding no. So this is why we recommend this order. It's incredibly important. So step 1 is in-platform monetization. Step 2 is affiliate. 3, brand partnerships. 4, subscriptions. 5, products and services.
And when in doubt, always go back to that order. We go in more detail in our blueprint video, which we will leave linked down below.
Yes, but we do want to tell you one more thing. Last thing, step 7. Let's address the obvious, because I know people on Substack are going to come at us and say, well, Substack is free. A blog costs money to start, and I have to sign up for all these things. Listen, we get it, okay?
But that's exactly why Substack can cap your earnings. Free to use will often mean limited in what you can earn. You are not paying with dollars, you are paying with the ceiling on what you can do.
Yeah, and you're also giving them a cut of your money. Like, nobody's talking about that either. However, with a blog, you put a little in up front, but the earning opportunities are higher and they're actually easier because you can layer all those monetization streams that we just listed, all right? The ads and the affiliates and the partnerships and the products and everything. It can all be stacked on the same free traffic. And again, it's easier to grow that massive free audience that you will need in order to even get a paid subscriber, but you make way more on your blog. And you can't layer like that behind a Substack paywall. It's not possible.
So the free platform feels cheaper, yes, and the own platform actually will pay you. So that is the trade-off that you have to think about.
Yeah, and just be honest with yourself. So again, if you want to make money, if this is about creating a sustainable income, hopefully now you know what to do. But if it's not about the money for you, if you're just creating art, if you just want to build name and brand recognition, now you also know what you need to do as well.
And maybe you're hearing all of this and thinking, I already have a blog. I had traffic, but then I lost it.
Well, the next video is for you because the third one in this series is for the bloggers, those existing bloggers, some of the bloggers who were making bank. Some were just getting into the game. However, they lost their traffic and they don't know whether to keep going. So we're going to tell you exactly what to do.
So subscribe to the channel so you can catch that video.
Yes, and drop a comment and tell us, are you team Substack, team blog, or team both? We'd love to hear from you, but also let us know what platform you're trying to monetize as well.
And make sure you grab the Fix Your Brand Challenge. The link for that is down below, and make sure you go do that today.
Yes, and take that paywall down, okay? Build a billboard, send them home. And of course, we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.